does its thing. So technically,
What's the channel's name?
Dev Roundtable. I'll link it to everybody. So it says excellent connection. Now the only question is how to actually get to my stream. Let me see. Okay, so it's showing me the video right now, and I just don't know how to go there. I'm assuming it's like a live or whatever. Wow, I'm actually going to have to search in YouTube my own live stream. This is great.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, should I be able to click on the little button and it should take me immediately to like... Oh, wait.
There should be a way of clicking to where you can watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it gives me a preview, like I can see it on screen, but whatever.
Yeah, YouTube changed their live setup.
Yeah, I can tell.
And it's absolutely garbage.
Hey, you know what? That's what we love here. Absolute shitty. So now we're gonna spend the first fucking 5 minutes of the video just looking for how to get to... Okay, so there I am. So now we're gonna spend the first 20... Oh yeah, there it is. God damn, it's actually working. So I'm gonna link it there for anybody who's got it.
It just sucks because back in the day, it used to be like start streaming.
Yeah, it was like white background, and you click it, and it just take you like it had like a little preview on the top right, and you just click it, and it take you there, and it'd be like, okay, cool. Now it gives you the preview, it just doesn't let you click it. So I want to see the chat. I want to see. I mean, there's obviously nobody there, but I want to see the chat. Chat moderate. No, what am I going to moderate? It's telling me about chat moderate. Jesus Christ. So. Yeah, there's the stream. Can anybody check it out for me and make sure that like the audio makes sense?
Yeah, I have it up and it's working.
All right. Okay, so extremely professional. That's what I like. Okay, so
only the best.
This is the first live episode of the Dev Roundtable, and for those of you who are new here, the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be, just a brief introduction. We're all just going to talk about our weeks a little bit, but then we're going to get into reviewing different Screenshot Saturday, little mini videos and screenshots, work in progress, pretty much any of that stuff. We're going to be looking at a few of them that we found on Twitter, and of course of each of ours. And we're going to be talking about it and giving some feedback based on what we see and what the objective, I guess, of the media is. So before we get into all of that, let's just start with some brief introductions. Let's start top to bottom. I'll go last, obviously. Love that dead air. Crawly.
Crawly, that's you.
Top to bottom, bro. So who are you? What do you do?
Top to bottom, but top to bottom from where?
From the voice channel.
Fair point.
I mean,
there's no top to bottom in the roundtable image that's put up, so it's obviously the whatever. Just tell them who you are and what do you do, man.
I'm Crawly, and I'm developing survival themed RPG game. It has deck building elements and dungeon crawling, and it's in alpha right now. So you can play it in my Discord server, and I'm gonna put the link somewhere. So yeah, it's playable right now, and I'm preparing a big patch that's gonna come online for the Steam Autumn Festival. So yeah, I'm excited for that. We'll see what happens.
Awesome. Okay, you're next, Eno.
Hi, I'm Enogames. I'm developing at the moment a Toge's Journey. A cooking management game with RPG mechanics, and it's in the alpha version as well, same like Crawly's. And yeah, you can test it out if you want to.
Awesome. And last but not least,
yeah, my name is Eric. I'm not as much a game developer as I am an artist for game dev stuff, although I have dabbled in game dev mainly as a way of testing art resources, which if you're out there and you're thinking about being an artist for game development, learn the engines a little bit. Like, not you don't have to learn like C++ or anything. Just learn the enough of the engines because that comes in handy. Project wise, I work on whatever random projects I happen to get because I am always for hire. Um, but I also do things on YouTube where I teach drawing techniques and stuff like that, as well as a streamer on Twitch where I play random games that I've been given keys for. Hey.
Awesome. And of course, I'm Dreaming Dice. I'm your host of this high quality production, so I'm the person to blame for all this. So there's going to be links for everybody's stuff in the description. Obviously, you can wishlist Crawly's game. You should absolutely join his and Eno's different discords in order to test their games. And we can link your Twitches, your YouTube, or like if you have like an art station or something. I don't know how exactly it works from an artist point of view, but anything you want to link, I want all of you guys to DM it to me. Don't post it in the Dev Roundtable channel so it doesn't get cluttered. Just DM it to me. Okay, so how's your week, boys? Before we get into this, I mean, I was telling Eno a little bit about mine. I've been doing a tech test for a potential client, and that's kind of taken up a bunch of my time. And I had to go back home because, as you guys know, I've been staying with the in-laws. Kind of a mini vacation, I guess. This year's mini vacation, slash working in the mountains because it's nice. And yeah, I've been kind of doing that, so I've had kind of a busy week. What about you guys? How have you guys been doing?
Over here, it's been mostly band practice, work, and back pain.
Back pain? What's up with
Sounds
your
not
back?
funny.
Oh, my back is like shot from band practice.
I'm almost scared to ask what exactly you do in band practice.
Well, I naturally kind of have a not so strong back anyway. So we basically, when like this whole pandemic crap started, we had stopped practicing. And then we had gone like 6 months without practicing. And then we were just like, hey, well, let's just start practicing 3 times a week. And my back is just like, what? And so, yeah, my back is just, having a guitar pulling forward on you and you don't have a strong core. Well, that's putting a lot of strain on your back to keep that balance. And if you already have a weak back, that just adds on to the problem, especially with kind of the jobs we tend to have where we're sitting at a computer all day.
Oh, now that sounds a little more familiar.
Yup.
So what about you guys? Crawly, knows you guys. In particular, you've been putting out some content this week, looking really good. Crawly, you talked about this big update that you're doing soon.
Yeah.
What do things look like in your side of the woods?
Um, well, actually, my back is also bad because I
Viewers are gonna think we're
did
50.
a little bit. No,
Crawly's
not
back hurts
really.
because
But
he's been carrying this entire stream.
I've been
Yeah.
carrying my room actually to another room, like my equipment, and I did a lot of home renovation stuff last week. It was painful, but it's really worth it. It's much more bigger room, more fresh. It really
It's like a new office,
it
basically.
really affects the work positively. So yeah, um, the development has been going a little bit faster. Now I'm like trying to change all my sprites, and I'm almost finished with that. Like 3 or 4 sprites. I'm basically changing them from this like low resolution pixel art to much better ones. So I'm almost done with those, and I'm trying to like finish all the work until the festival. As I've said, I'm trying to prepare a demo. So this week and the next, I'm gonna be working on that. So yeah, that's my
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that because it
stance.
seems that everybody's kind of in overdrive. I saw the the Tim Ruswick, the phytophobia guy. He came back and he talked about how that's his new goal to have a demo for this October thing. Is it the same? Is that? What you're
Yeah,
talking about?
probably it's on Steam.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah, you basically send your demo, and it's you can you you live stream at like set dates, I think, and people come see your game during those um, according to your schedule. So I don't know. Hopefully, it will be good for a little bit of a marketing thing. That's what I'm hoping.
and what is it? Is it like, do you get like spotlighted or anything, or is it like you just do it and it's
Yeah, I mean, like you are listed in this festival page, and basically say I'm gonna live stream at these times, and
oh,
you
I see.
create like a time schedule, and people come and see your game at those times, and you live stream some footage, talk to the players, things like that.
Okay, cool.
It's on Steam.
Okay, that sounds pretty awesome. Is this the first time they do that, or have they done that in the past?
No, they've done it that once, I think.
And I think they killed they killed Crawly. Are you back there?
Yeah.
I think they killed you for you're
um,
NDA'd out of your mind, so they
no, I'm trying to figure out this push to talk. So sorry about that. Yeah, they've done it. They've done it in the past, in last summer, um, and I guess it was successful. So they said they're gonna do it like, I guess year now, and it just started to become a thing, I guess.
hmm, okay. So what about you,
Yeah, um, this whole week I've just usually working, and I've been able to put in my recipe mastery. We're gonna talk about this later.
Yep.
And a lot of background works like refactoring code and addressing some issues which I have been pushing away from me, but it had been time to.
Caught up to you.
I didn't fix all of them, but but quite a bit, quite a bit.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so let's just get straight into it. Let's get right into the news. And I think the first one that we're going to start with, I'm just going to put it in order of what was posted in the roundtable. If you guys want to add anything, feel free to. There's no limit to this. Only limit right now, I guess, is time. Uh, so yeah, let's see if I don't break this stream thing by. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay, that's working. So we're going to be looking at Crawly's footage first. So let's make that big. And that's what she said. And let's get started. Let me put some audio onto this. I'm going to play it for the stream. You guys feel free to do the same. Preferably mute your mics while you do so if you're like have a speaker, and make sure that it doesn't, bleed into it or whatever.
A push to talk.
Also an option. Okay, so I let it loop twice.
Yeah, I'm on my third loop.
Yeah, so okay, let's talk a little bit about it. This isn't, let's first give context to this. This isn't a tweet. This is just straight up footage that you gave us, so this isn't really anywhere. So before we even get into it, Crawly, give us a very brief introduction. Don't like explain the whole thing, because otherwise you'll you know contaminate our opinions on it. Just give us a brief introduction, put us into context. What is this objective of this video? What is it about? Very briefly.
Very briefly, so this is after a big overhaul of this game, and this is the overworld / exploration phase of the game, where you move around the map, and basically when you encounter an enemy, it switches to a card combat phase. And this basically demonstrates that pretty much you can like recruit people and stuff. And this is basically for the demonstration of like after the overhaul that I've done, switching the overworld from 2D to 3D, and it's a full 3D environment now. And the sprites are, as you can see, in 2D still, and you can say it's in like a 2.5D kind of style. So
right.
yeah, I guess this is brief.
Yeah, that's the intro. So okay, let's go around with our opinions. I guess I'll start at this time, and we'll just go in order. So me, Eno, and then Eric, and then the next time we'll just go bottom up. So I really like this, particularly because I've seen, I guess, the journey to this, and I can really appreciate the environments in particular. I really like how they look. I like the lamps. I like, now like that. It really, I'm a little biased on this because it really harps back to when we were first talking about your game months ago, and we were looking at its 2D rendition and how you really were interested in that horror aspect, and you were achieving it with some subtle stuff, just the text and whatever. But now it's like you really do get that uncomfortable feeling because of the lack of light in certain places. I would like maybe a little bit more sound. Again, this is alpha footage. This isn't obviously complete. So that's just me nitpicking for nitpicking's sake. But a little bit more sound because you do hear when you're uh, picking up the stuff or whatever, and you do hear like in certain moments in the video hear stuff at the beginning. I thought it actually had no audio, um, but then apparently it does have a little bit. But I guess a little bit more sound would be for me, a pretty cool thing. Like you already got it when you pick up the loot and stuff like that, but maybe some very subtle music or some wind or something a little bit more, maybe a little bit of more sound when you interact with those enemies. And I guess the one uh, weak point, if I have to point one, is maybe the animation of the sprites a little stiff. Um, but that's I don't know because that kind of gives it its own personality as well. So I don't. That's a really subjective thing. So I'm not really sure that's even valid. But yeah, I like the legacy icons, like I told you last time. The little icons on the bottom of the enemies, for example, that still and of the players that still keep those, like the little circle, the little happy face, and then the little monster face. That those are still around. I like that. And that's pretty much all I got to say. I mean, I can really appreciate the environment as somebody who's not a environmental artist or anything like that, who's had to do that a little bit when building my level. And this is probably procedural on top of it, so that's even more. It's procedural, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's even more impressive. Like I did everything static in my version. Yours is procedural, so that's even more impressive, particularly that it all makes sense. So good job, man.
Thanks.
You're up.
Yeah, as you stated before, I like the new look as well. The sprites are really look awesome right now. Now we even get to see some enemies we didn't get to see on Twitter, like the Pursuer and the Helper Bot. I've not seen them before. Looks really great. Yeah, and the atmosphere is now, in my opinion, like you said, it's even better. It's getting transported even better, like in the 2D version. The creepiness, and I agree with you with the sound. That some creepy sounds or I don't know, some footsteps in the distance or something that you are already a little bit scared what's going on there, or and then immediately an enemy hops onto you. Yeah, overall, a nice footage to show off your new. And I think even the streets you didn't post so far on Twitter. I think you just have shown off the residents. So the streets as well
Yeah.
look really awesome. Great work.
Yeah, this is
Thank you.
really impressive. I don't know if this was a style choice, I'm assuming it was, but I like how in the sprites you can't see anybody's eyes ever. It's always darkened out.
Oh yeah, now you say it. Yes, you're
So,
right.
so that's just something I noticed there. And you know I'm a stickler for the doors. I really like the the little opening animation and the fences and all that. I really like that. So Eric, from the opinion of our only artists, two programmers who have no
Yes.
idea what the fuck they're talking about, just gave their uneducated opinions. So now the artist is going to step in and make us look like fools. So, Eric, go ahead.
Yes, now it's my job. Okay, yeah. So from an artist eye, I like the visual overall style that's going on, especially with like the menus and such. I like the sprites themselves, like you were saying with the no eyes thing. From like what I can visually see, it's got a little bit of that like kind of Mike Mignola kind of thing where it's a lot of heavy shadowing to mask a lot of things, but just enough light to let you know that what are things like. I can tell that guy looks like a cop, that guy looks like just a dude in a purple outfit, things like that. When it comes to the animations, I think keeping it simple definitely gives it its own appeal, especially because I don't know if you were intending to, but there's like no up or down animations. It's always at that side view. And at first, it kind of like, my brain was sitting there going, oh, he hasn't added those yet. But then the more I'm watching it loop, I'm like, oh, that actually kind of works. It's janky in a way that makes you uncomfortable with the environment. So it kind of adds to it. The only thing I would say is maybe because you're using kind of what appears to be puppet animations with the sprite work, just add a little bit more full body movement, like having pieces of the body move a bit more to maybe add a little more personality. You don't have to like smooth anything because having it be a little janky is fine with the way everything looks. But having a little more personality with the way the body's kind of like maybe hunch forward more during certain steps or something, just to add that little bit of personality. And you can actually have fun with that to where different enemies, different characters will have their own personality that you can just tell the moment you see the animation. The card battling stuff looks pretty good so far. Like obviously it was just a quick overview, but again, I love the UI. It all looks really great. The textures look really well on the background stuff, like the ground itself, the sidewalk looking area. The fence looks really good. I love the lighting. It's definitely moody. It's very, very, very moody. And I'm, like I said, it's giving me that like slight Mike Mignola thing. And I love the Hellboy comics and such like that. So I'm digging this a lot. But yeah, no, just like little tweaks here and there to just add a little bit of extra personality. And this will fucking look great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy, man. It's really gone. It's really gone a long distance from when it first came out, and I thought it was already in a state that people could play it like almost on a release level when I first played the 2D version. But this is really taking it to the next level. So congratulations on that, and your hunch of redoing the overworld is clearly paid off. You now can use lighting. You can now really transmit that feeling of eeriness, like Eric and Eno said. So yeah, really congratulations on that, dude. So what's next, I guess, for you? I mean, our feedback's pretty much has been positive. What do you
Yeah.
think about the animation? I think that's the main thing that all three of us seem to agree on when it comes to the, for example, Eric put it up, more body motion, more full body motion. What do you think about that? Is that something that you're planning on doing? Is it something that you'll consider? Or is it something that you're not really thinking about right now?
To be honest, I really do want to improve the animations. That's like, yeah, my view is pretty much the same. I don't plan to add like different animations for like moving up and down, and it's possible for me right now as a solo developer to like create separate sprites um, for those animations, but I really do want to like improve the animations, give them more character, and yeah, I'm still exploring that and like pretty much adding like quick animations and seeing how they look, and they will of course get a lot of polish later on. But yeah, as I've said, it's like quick stuff for the demo, and I've been like working on this price for like the whole month, and it's really starting to burn me out. I want to like switch to different things, so I might be a little bit
Amen to
getting a
that,
little
bro.
bit like sloppy on those. But yeah, I'm definitely appreciate all your feedback, and thanks.
Alrighty-o. So let's move on to the next one. If you go in order, mine's next. So yeah, mine's nowhere near Crawly's level, so that's just great for this. You know, everybody has that other video in their mind, so let's get this one. So I'm gonna just let it play a couple of times in the background while you guys check it out. This is my screenshot Saturday from 2 weeks ago. There's also a static image that you can look at after that. But yeah, Twitter videos are just so good. They're so fantastic. How they
Yep.
change quality in the middle of the video, and it looks even better.
Especially when you're using a 1440p monitor and you full screen.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. I love all those pixels. It looks great, and I can imagine it looks great for the live stream too. It's highly
Oh yeah, with
professional.
YouTube's compression, oh, I bet it's look gorgeous.
So but yeah, uh, let me know when you check it out. I'm just letting it loop a couple times. It's 14 seconds. It's not that much, and I'm going to now switch over. No, I'll just switch over to screen cap later. I'll let it loop a little bit. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do for next week is I'm going to download each video. I'm just gonna straight up download each video uh, that we check out and just play it like that, and hopefully, I think it'll probably still be screwed, um, but that's a little test that we gotta do.
I mean, it'll still be better than YouTube compressing an already compressed image.
Yeah. I think what I can do
True
for the
that.
benefit of the audience is I can just play. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna play. I have this video straight up. So while you guys give your feedback, I'm just gonna play straight up the video uh, from my folder.
I'm gonna watch the stream then. Oh, that's so much better.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, let's go in order. Obviously, you'll be skipping me. Let's go inverted order this time. So let's go with Eric, Eno, then Crawly.
I give my art opinion first.
Oh wait, let me read the. Was there context to this? Okay, yeah. For Screenshot Saturday, I give you the new world. The UI bar is now going to be a literal part of the region. You are attempting to cleanse from the corruption, steel yourself, and manage your defenses. Made with Unity, blah 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 blah. So yeah, there you go.
All right. So artistically, I love the little like world there that's all in like 3D. You can see all the different like pieces. It's funny. You can tell that they're like blocks, but they're not like distracting. So it's like, oh, you have section here, you have section here, you have like I like the way this looks and the fact that it's very low poly. It's got a nice kind of in-engine painted type look, which that is not a slight. I love that look. I wish more indie devs would just have fun with that. The lighting is really pleasant with the little candle things giving off a little bit of light. The UI is really nice. I love the top bar with the red and the different icons. It looks really nice. Again, the UI, even from last time I got to see and the previous one we did, the UI still looks really good. Like it's just very pleasant to look at. I do like that, like you can click on the barracks. It's actually a button. It's not just a label. You can actually click on it. Yeah, like all I could say is it just looks really good. Oh, I just noticed a little green haze up in the top corner. That's really like dingy looking. I like it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like everything just looks really good. I love the blue banners with like the barrack names on them. This is pleasant to look at. Good job.
Thank you. Eno, you're up.
Yeah, totally agree with Eric. I did kind of the same like you. I got rid of my UI and made like a pure window into a room which you can interact with, and you did kind of the same with your world. It really, I like this more than just a window, and yeah, and just clicking on buttons. It gives it more. Yeah, you're already playing the game right now and not just hitting buttons. You know, you can. I don't know if you can interact with all of them right now. I guess not. But yeah, would you intend to have pop-ups? What if you mouse over
Well,
on these areas?
well, the idea right now is, if you remember that this game used to have like a bottom bar and there was like a
Yes.
background. The point is, to each of the elements that were in the bottom bars are now going to be in the world itself. So instead of having the
Mm-hmm.
bottom bar barracks button, you have it under the literal barracks. Um, and instead of having like a button to go into dungeons or go into encounters, you're going to have enemies pop up, like in that little crossroad in the forest north from the barracks. You're going to have like enemies
Mm-hmm.
pop up, and you can click them, and that will
Ah.
open a window like, do you want to go into the encounter, telling you what's there and stuff like that, how many enemies, what they're doing. Uh, again, I take a lot of inspiration from 4X games in particular for this section of the game. So they're going to be enemies that, for example, status rating or status growing, stuff like that. Uh, does that answer what you were asking? Because I'm not sure if it did that.
Yes. Yeah. Kind of. Kind of. I like the idea with the enemies actually going into this world, and then you interact with this to go into the dungeon. This is really smart. This is, yeah, great. I like the update on this, because I like this more than just the static UI you had before. Great work.
Thanks. So, Crawly.
Okay. I really like it, and I really like the idea of having the menu integrated with the map. And yeah, I think it's a great improvement. Yeah, I really like little I guess that's like a well or something like in the middle. That's like a little watery animation there. And silly, but I'm assuming it's like a fountain or something, some sort of watery part.
Where specifically?
Um,
Where, top left, you mean? Or where? Where's the watery fountain? Did I lose you?
oh, sorry. It's in the middle where there's
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
ribbon and stuff, and there's like a
Yeah, that's a little part. That's
like
a little
door.
particle. That's a little particle
Yeah,
system
it's
I
like
was
a
playing with. It's not.
door
Yeah.
that's coming some sort of water, and I really like that, and I actually would like the general map to have little animations like that, and to be a little bit more movement. Looks great, and yeah, I don't know like which parts are like final or which parts are work in progress, like the art and stuff. But I think my only thing is that the menu style, where it's more grungy and more medieval stuff, and the map kind of looks more low poly, and I don't know, maybe I would say it may not fit that well, but it might be like temporary stuff as well. But yeah, I really like the general look of it. It's pretty good, I think. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that. A lot of the like again, since I'm in a couple phases behind you to be nice. A lot of the stuff is work in progress. Like right now, I'm looking at this iteration is using the circle icons again in the barracks. I know I'm not. I thought I changed that to the square ones. Gonna have to check that out. But no, right now like there's no real plans on changing any of like the UI style. But it is something that like after I get the demo out, then I'm gonna sit down and look at that. As for the uh, little details around the map. Yeah, that's something I really want because the idea for this demo is to release this region and that's it. And you just have this region, but overall you're gonna have like five, six, seven regions like this all together, and you're gonna expand slowly through the map. That's kind of gonna be the idea. And the gray fog that you have there, which is just a straight up plane with a texture on it. Um, I'm gonna animate that so that the fog's moving. It's really easy when you're playing with textures. You just move the offset a little bit with the
Hmm.
script continuously. So the gray and the green fogs, those are gonna be kind of like moving constantly, and there are gonna be like more little details in the map. I think it was Eric who said that it has like this almost sectioned look. Uh, the fun part is that that was what I was going for, and I was like really worried that you couldn't notice. Like this is the forest, this is the lake, this is the corrupt mountain, because all of these are like individual pieces that are just jammed together, so they're not like they don't come like this square like little town, and you can just pop it in there. These square mountains you can pop it in there. It's just those are like a bunch of mountains that I overlaid on top of each other and gave some rotation to a few of them. Uh, and the little village has buildings from multiple different uh, texture asset packs from the same artist. So yeah, I'm very happy that it has sections because the idea is that each of these sections are going to be like a location, and the location contains buildings and enemies and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going for. It's a big overhaul on a lot of stuff. Like a lot of the menu systems I can keep, but a lot of them have to be reworked now. Uh, and as I said, kind of on the top of this, it was a long week, lots of stuff to do, and I just didn't want to just release, just the system randomly, kind of like I did on Wednesday, where I showed, and this is a great segue the uh, into the other thing I put in here, which is the image, which pretty much just we don't have to look at that in depth or anything. That's just a simple screenshot. So at the bottom right, you have like the end day button where when you hit that, events happen in the map, like an enemy spawn or enemies change their stance or they move location and stuff like that. So that system is what I'm currently working on. So yeah, thank you all for your feedback, and hopefully next week I'll have a little bit more to show, and we're one step closer to the never-ending moving release date of the demo. So okay, so that's those are mine. Let's go next with okay. So the next ones that we're gonna look at are just random ones I found on Twitter because I wanted to have a few that we would look at. Uh, so we're gonna look at a few of them. I don't know if we're gonna have time to look at all of them because we have to go to Enos. Uh, so let's palette cleanser real quick for mine, and then after the next one we'll go to Enos just so we have it. So the tweet that we're looking at right now is Bab Studios working on 2113 at Bab Studios. That's the person who tweeted this, and they tweeted "Go as far as you can go." So let's see how far that is. So I'm gonna maximize this. So in this we don't have to really wait much. We can just talk as we look at it. Um, so what do you guys think of what you're looking at here? I mean, I know I have a feeling I know what Eric's gonna say. Uh, but what do you guys think?
Do you? Do you really?
Yes, but notice how I'm not going to actually predict anything, so I can look really smart without having to risk anything. You see how that goes?
It looks like absolute garbage.
I knew you would say that. I just didn't want to be the person.
But no, in all, I'll go first. In all serious, like, just God, it is so pretty to watch. Like, it
Yeah.
is just fun to watch this video going because, like, the way the lighting shifts based on where the player is and how it affects the world around it is just, God, that's beautiful. And I'm sure that probably was not fun coding that into into play. But the way everything's reacting, the very feeling of the speed, it's not too quick that you can't follow and appreciate the beauty, but it's quick enough that like you're still getting that feeling of like things are happening, and then every now and then you'll see like it has that like speed boost at like an
Yeah, that
explosion
turbo
speed
thing.
boost, and it's just like all this little stuff like right there. I just watched it happen. Oh, it's just such a fun feeling. Like eh, they're using the idea of gravity to an amazing effect here with everything around it. I just love it. I love the whole feel. It just so good.
What I really like is that if you look at it like very slowly, there's a lot of simple things. Also, you obviously have like the crazy, like it obviously has like this light source from it, and it reflects off of each wall when it passes. Um, but the simple things, like there's every certain amount of time you have like this black circle that all it does is it expands and disappears. There's no special effect, there's no particles, there's nothing. It's just a black circle, but it 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 flashes so quickly that it kind of just calls attention to it, and it just helps. And another thing that I like that a lot of games, I don't know why more games don't do this, but I've always liked, I think it used to do it in the 3D Sonic games in particular, but I think it also did in like the 2D Game Boy Advance Sonic games, where it's that effect where you collect the coin or whatever the collectible is, and rather than just touching it and it disappears, you fly by it and it just goes to you after a while. Like it's trying to catch up with you, like it does, like those little square things it's touching. Like he touches them, but he doesn't collect them. They just kind of follow him afterwards. I really like that. That's a really cool little effect. I also wonder what the hell this game's about. Is it like, because it looks like it's a person falling. Looks like a stick figure that's just falling, and it's a city. So the I guess morbid side of me gets immediately an idea of what this is, um, but you know I really like the background in particular. The parallax background that you got going on, like those buildings high up in the clouds. I really like the background in particular of this. So this is really well done.
Yeah, and like just to kind of quickly note on like your idea of the black box that's or the black circle that's popping up.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention, that whenever that thing goes out, if there's any part of the surrounding area that's touching
Yep.
it or anything touching, you see the effect of it exploding the area out, and it just looks so nice.
Yep. Interestingly enough, it's not every area, it's just particular areas. Because if you notice, like when it does it, if you look at the ones to the side, it doesn't affect it, but the ones like right under you are affected. Like right there, like the red, uh, or the orangey like bridge thing, that's affected. And there's a
Yeah,
couple of like destructible environment, like almost look like set pieces. Um, but yeah, again, I don't even know what this is about, and it's really, it's just hypnotic when you look at it.
captivating.
Yeah, that's the word. Crawly, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I have an idea what this is. So to me, it looks like an endless runner,
Yeah,
kind of, or endless faller, you could say, because even with the question, how far can you go? So maybe the goal is to come each time even a little bit further. Yeah, what's kind of different with this, you go from up to down, which usually you go from down upwards or from left to right. Same would be if you would on a platformer go from right to left. This is what catches you immediately. Yeah, and as you said, the effects and all the visual stuff, the colors really work nice together. This is really amazing. This purple and the cyan and all the colors are really like I think they might have used the palette which is working together
I think the
because
palette's name was 80s.
yeah,
80s
so
synth
yeah,
wave. That's the palette. 80s synth wave.
cyberpunk. Yeah, it's a little bit like cyberpunk colors with the cyan and the purple and blue, and yeah, it looks quite interesting, and it looks like it could be quite addictive to go over and over again to every time come a little bit further. I wonder though what's in the end, what's at the bottom, just the bottom,
Maybe it's
or
procedurally
is there
generated and
even
continues to
yeah,
loop.
or is there even an end? This is the question, or you've fallen into a void nowhere. Yeah, but overall looks quite interesting. I might have to follow this progress.
Yeah. Crawly, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's pure eye candy. So I mean, I'll pretty much like repeat the same thing. So it's a very cool cyberpunk-esque feeling setting, and the color palette is all great, and like the chromatic aberration effect that they're using, it gives it like a really nice sense of speed. And I really like the setting. It's like you see like towers behind in the background, and it kind of makes you like think I'm also falling like down one of those towers. So it all it's pretty much infinite, and it gives it like a really nice sense of height as well. Yeah, overall very nice. Yeah, the explosions and stuff. I guess they use some sort of shaders for those, I'm assuming, and it's a great use of shaders and post-processing effects.
Yeah.
I really like it. Great eye candy. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably got a
Awesome.
bloom effect with the little orange things on the cities, like the windows. They probably got
Hmm.
that, and they probably got like emitter materials on it. You know,
Yeah, it's
something like that.
quite good.
Yeah, this looks really
Yeah.
good. All right, boys. So that, as I said, was Kebab at Kebab Studios. Go as far as you can go. He's got 29 likes. Let's get him up to 30. 12 retweets and one quote tweet. So let's get him a little bit. Let's show him a little bit of the love. Meanwhile, while we do that, we're gonna move on real quick to Enos, just in case, because I don't want to, do a bunch of these and then be like, oh, well, time's up. Oops, we couldn't make it to Eno. So let's go to Eno real quick. I'm going to. Oh, I jumped through the video. All right, Crawly, if you're done watching, go first.
Okay. Well, overall, I really like it as always. And the UI really matches with the general look of the game, which is pretty good. And I love that you have different camera angles depending on like which um, menus that I'm in, and you added like models for like the omelets and stuff. Those are new, I guess. I'm not sure, but they look awesome. And yeah, overall, I really like it, and I'm really curious how this management stuff will turn out. To be honest, um, it's seems to complement the other parts of the game as well. And I like, yeah, I love how you take your time and model different dishes as well. I'm seeing what I'm cooking. It's not just a picture; it's a full-out 3D model, and it's, yeah, I feel like a chef. Thanks for um, thanks for making us have a taste of that feeling. And yeah, I really like it. Overall, great improvements. I'm curious about what comes next.
Me too.
Okay, so I'll take it next. So I also have to highlight what Crawly said. I really like the transitions with the camera. That's something that I want to put into my game. It's something that I'm putting into the tech test I'm performing for the client this week. So yeah, I really like camera transitions in the background. Even if you can't necessarily see the background, if you're looking at a UI, just that motion. At least I, as a uneducated individual in these in the art of, I guess, is that user experience or just general artistic vision? I don't know. Um, I just really like it. I also like the fact, as Crawley said, that you can see the dishes that you're cooking. I like that they're occupying that. You have like this space. I was mixed on this. When you go to the part where you go to the oven and you see like the tomato soup and the bacon and eggs, and you have like this sheet of paper that shows you that you have two spaces occupied. One hand, I was kind of like, that's a little, maybe that's redundant. Maybe, I already have the oven in front of me. I don't want it to have like that the Witcher 3 effect that everybody complains about, that you're looking at the mini map and not the world most of the time. I don't want it to have like that effect where I'm looking at that and I'm not looking at the stove. But on the other hand, it does serve like, it does serve as a quick indicator, and it's not too obtrusive. So I don't know if it's something that should or should not be there. I like it the way it is, but I'd like to see the opinion of our resident artist. I do like that it does show you kind of like the time, like when it's orange and it's got this timer going on it. So maybe just for that alone, it should stay. But yeah, again, shaders look really good. Your cartoon shader that you're using in your world looks really good. And I like the UI. I think UI was one of the weaker aspects of your development cycle. Um, but
Hmm.
right now, I think like the recipes, I love the little icons, like the time to cook and stuff like that's really cool. It gives it like a feeling of uniformity, and I immediately understand what they are. Um, so I really like the icons. I like the little stars. I like everything about the new recipes menu that I think has been there in one way or another. I know that the new
Hmm.
mastery system is new, but I don't know if those icons were already there in the
Yes,
past.
they have been. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
there you
The
go.
icons were there.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just I really like the polish of it. We went from the point where your chef hat model, your little chef hat dude, um, he was like the most interesting part of the world, to now he's just another aspect in it because everything just looks really good. So it's been some crazy advance. If anyone watching this wants to see a really cool story of you know improvement over time, just go to Eno's Twitter and scroll, and you'll see how this game's really changed. So
I'm gonna start soon with Throwback Thursdays
yeah,
to show
I think
off.
something that Crawley should do is now that you remind me, with the video that we saw at the beginning, you should really make a video with the before and after, because there's a lot of
Hmm.
people like who are not going to appreciate the changes. Because like we've seen this whole thing growing slowly, but there's people who haven't seen it, and I think it'd be cool to you kind of see this before and after. This is what the game used to be. This is because I think you still have the old version playable right now on Discord?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there
right.
you go. So like it'd be really cool to put those two things together, particularly so that when people step into your Discord, right now they know that the 2D version is where it's at right now, but this is where it's going. So I think that'd be a cool idea, and I think it'd be a cool idea with you too. So
Mm-hmm. That's
I
what
don't
I've
think it'd be a
been
cool
thinking.
idea with me because my game used to be a card game, so I don't think it would be a good idea with me. Too much of a shift. Eric, give us your expert opinion.
So I guess with the UI looks really good. It looks very clean, nice and cartoony. Um, maybe like a little bit of extra detail here and there, but nothing. But like what you have looks really good. So I wouldn't do too much. It's just maybe like a line here or a dot here. It's just something like can give your eye that like feeling of like, oh, it's paper or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what you have looks great. So like that's just here's a suggestion that you could do if you wanted to, kind of thing. Like you don't even need to change it. It looks really good. I do like the fact that when the camera moves to the stove, not only do you see the two burners that are being used, they have the actual item. So you have the eggs and bacon, you have the tomato soup. Like it animates when they're gone, so like they get taken away. The little like as you were saying, Dream, with the little thing up at the top showing which ones are used. There is like some validity of it being slightly redundant, but because it's showing you time, so you can just quickly look up there and go, oh, okay, that's how much time I have left. It is useful, but if for whatever reason it felt like it was becoming redundant, another thing you could do is have it so that the objects themselves have effectively a quote health bar that's literally just the timer,
Mm-hmm.
so that even when the camera goes back, you could still look behind the character and see them just like slowly filling up or whatever. So like that's another option in case for some reason that little box up there just becomes a little
Mm-hmm.
too redundant or you don't feel like it's adding enough to it. That's like another option. But like other than that, like the actual visuals look really good. The cell shading on the little hat guy looks really good in most angles. There's like a couple angles like from the top that you can see some of the cell shading getting a little like awkwardly clipped and not like it looks like some angles aren't as clean looking as other angles. Like when the camera pulls back, looks good. Like that cell shading looks really good, but that top angle, there's like a couple polygons that are a little awkward there. That's just like basic cleaning. That's nothing that's like super urgent. Like I think everything else you're working on so far from what I've seen is like really top notch and you're really making good progression, especially since I've seen where it's been. So it's like you are making a lot of great progression here.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks.
Any closing thoughts, Ian? I mean, congratulations is pretty much
Yeah, this
the
is
general
really
message.
a great review. Thanks, guys, for this. Yeah, about the little UI thing with the 4 stuff places, you could say. Yeah, one purpose is to show you how much time you have left. So I intended to that you can go to the stuff quickly, look up how much time you have. Okay, I have enough time to make another basement run to gather some ingredients while this is finished cooking. I like the idea with the health bar. I never thought about that. Thanks for this, Eric. Maybe I use this. And right now they fulfill a second purpose. They act like buttons to serve or to get the little information pop up and to serve. But I already got the feeling while testing on my own device that you instantly want to tap the object itself. So I might change this that you tap on the pot itself and then you get the same information. And I like the idea with the health bar thing, or make just a circle filling up or something like this on top floating. I don't know yet, but yeah, this might be gone the next time.
Two pieces of unwanted advice. Number one, if you do remove the little piece of paper, because because you're on mobile, that's the thing that made me kind of be like, maybe it's not redundant. But as you said, you probably want to click on the thing, on the
Yeah,
actual thing.
yeah.
Put
I when I was playing it, so
put a
instantly
frame
you.
under it, a colored frame,
Mm-hmm.
like a highlight frame thing, like a square under like the eggs and bacon and the pot. and that way, that it'll be even more of an indication for the player to click. Because right now, while it might be your instinct to click it, it does look like part of the background. So you'll kind of be like, well, if I can click that, then why can't I click, for example, the knives or the oven or the sink? Because if they all have the same look
Mm-hmm.
and feel, and you can click on ones but not the other, it could be a little visually confusing. I mean, Eric probably can put into better words what I'm talking about, but maybe like a small highlight or something, or have like the little bar that Eric suggested on top of the actual food and stuff. The second piece of
Mm-hmm.
unwanted advice: look up Diner Bros on Steam. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the same genre of game you have, because it's kind of. I made the mistake of showing my Mrs. Overcooked, and she liked it a lot, and then she got this game and she liked this one even better, and forces me to play it every once in a while. Um, but it's one of these cooking games, these fast-paced cooking games that, while not the same genre as you, when you're actually cooking things, the little UI that it shows, it might be something cool to imitate, and I think it's what Eric is talking about.
Okay. Yes.
So,
Yeah, that definitely is valid because I remember watching some of the gameplay for the cooking game. Wow, you literally just said it and it just lost it out of
Overcooked.
my brain. Thank you, that one. Um, but yeah, I would say that's actually a really good idea. Watch some gameplay of that, and it'll kind of give you kind of some ideas that other gamers playing games enjoy. So it might give you an idea of
Yeah.
like what's a good quality of life thing, what's a good visual um, tell is a good thing of calling it. Like a visual tell is
There
when
you
you
go.
see
Visual tell.
something and your brain clicks and says, "Oh, that's something I can interact with," or "Oh, that's something I can do." Just little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, particularly as I said, Diner Bros, because they have kind of a management aspect on top of the Overcooked style gameplay. But yeah, Overcooked, Diner Bros, particularly for the food while it's cooking, so you can see like the little bar that completes and stuff, and Diner Bros in particular for the pseudo mini management aspect of it. So okay, that's we're done with Eno on this one. Let's look at uh, AntevortaGames BR at AntevortaG. So let's look at him. I want to put that on screen real quick. So bring it in.
Oh, thankfully, this is just a nice little short loop.
Yep, and no audio. So okay, so again, since the person that we're discussing isn't here, let's just no turns here. Just everybody can kind of talk a little bit.
Right.
So yeah,
Um, I guess I'll just throw off just because this is definitely a visual thing that they're showing
yeah.
off.
Before you do, let me read the tweet so that we can kind of
I
get.
was actually just about
Yeah.
to read it too.
Oh, there you go. So, testing a new composition for the background, we wanted to pass a spooky feeling to it. Each parallax layer has a procedurally generated fog with a pixelated looking. What do you guys think? Well, what do you guys think, Eric? What do you think?
I think the effect they were going for definitely comes through very well. My only worry would have been that like if you generate the fog on the different layers, kind of too much, it could get a little muddy. But thankfully, it seems that they've found a nice balance between each layer, so that the further back it goes, the more dense it appears to be, which is actually creating a really nice effect with some of the objects being just silhouettes. It's giving like when you first start the frame, if you look in that top left area, that first figure that starts moving because of the parallax, it almost looks like a creature,
Yep,
even though it's not animating or anything.
yep.
And I think it's just background material, but because of the fog, you're not 100% sure what you're looking at, and I mean that in the good way. Like it's
That's like some
doing its
Mario.
job.
That's like some Mario Galaxy creepypasta.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And the parallax looks really nice and smooth. I'm not seeing any timing issues with the way things are
yeah, no
moving.
jank.
And yeah, they well like whoever that like I'm going to make sure I put a comment. Mission accomplished. The
Yeah.
look is good.
Yeah, look is really good. I do think that I was surprised at the fog thing because at least I think it has to be like a. They didn't do the fog like I did. It's not like a plane with a texture on it. They probably are using a straight up particle system, or
Mm-hmm.
volumetric fog maybe. Because I know Unity's got its own like fog system, but it has to be like a particle system or something for it to come out this good. Uh, in particular for being in the background, it's pretty impressive. Do you guys think it's that? It's like a particle system,
It
or
looks to me like
Um,
a particle system.
yeah, and the fact that he's saying it's like procedurally generated, it would have to be some type of particle type engine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically you could do something with like some tile mapped sprite sheets, and you could do like some crazy shit. Like if the background, all of it, if all the images with the exception of the fog are procedurally generated, I think you could maybe do something with like some animated sprites. Uh, but that would be insane in and of itself. I have no idea how you do that, but I think you could, because I know there are games that do like, you know, fogs with sprites that look like particle systems. But
Probably
that's beyond me. What do you think, Crawly?
it doesn't look to me like a simple particle system because like maybe I'm seeing things because it's very pixely, but um, I can't like distinguish like particles going like in and out. Like I can't see the shape of the particle. It's
Yeah, if
more
it's a
like
donut or a box, yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's like a
the emission
cloud
and
like,
stuff like that.
forming
Yeah.
up slowly and then um, going away.
I mean, yeah, but keep in mind, there's like I don't think, if you like, yeah, I'm looking for those tells too, like the emissions and stuff like that. You can always like see it. You can see the particles being destroyed and stuff like that. But there are some crazy fog assets that are like some crazy custom particle systems on the Unity store, for example. So that's what I was thinking about. But maybe it's like the volumetric fog system that Unity has. Like I haven't really looked too much into that, because I was happy with my planes that I can just alter my offsets real nice because you're never going to get that close to it anyway. Um, but I don't know what the hell this is, but it looks stupid good. Uh, I am a little. I don't know because I know that you can. It's just when I think spooky, I guess I'm biased because when I think spooky, I'm thinking what Crawley's video. Uh, but it's a really like dark and like messed up and creepy background, and then you have just a happy little character, and he's just so happy, and he's walking around with his sword, and he's pointing down. He is just so unconcerned. He's not going to like. It's just pointing that sword down. He's got no concern in the world. So it's 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 an interesting
It's
contrast.
a juxtaposition.
There you go. That's the word I'm looking. Those big complicated artist words right there. A nice little juxtaposition. And I don't know. I like it, and I don't know if it's on purpose, but like everything has a purple hue, including the character's clothes. So I don't know if this is supposed to tell me something. But yeah, I mean, again, I like it. I think they did a good job, and you know, there you go. So I guess we all think they did a good job. So, okay. So once again, this is at AntevortaGame. It seems that they're from Brazil because I got a Brazilian flag there.
Mm-hmm.
So good job. They don't say made with Unity or anything like that, so I don't know what they meet it with, but there's the individual. So cool. Let's look real quick at Studio 46's version, not version, post. I'm gonna read it real quick. For Screenshot Saturday, improve the fluidity of movement. Now leans into turns and also keeps momentum during stops. A wish list would help so much, and they put Steam their Steam store page for wish listing purposes. Let's take a look at it. It's got audio. Nice.
Oh my, I love this.
This I almost feel
This is
bad I'm showing this on
this
stream
is
because Twitter's
stunning.
butchering their video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would love to see this in like full HD because this looks gorgeous.
Let's give me some. What was the game on the GameCube? Okami, was it?
Yeah.
At the fear of invoking the furries, I really like the light fox effects. It just looks really, this whole spirit animal thing it's got going on. I don't know if that's what they were aiming for, but that's what I'm getting from it, and it looks really, really good. Everything
I'm watching the
about
video
it.
on Steam.
Yeah, this isn't doing it justice. This isn't doing it. I hate widescreening it and having it go to hell. You know what? I'm just gonna click on the Steam page too. There you go. Don't tell.
Yeah, I'm watching it on
That looks
Steam.
much
Oh.
better. Jesus Christ, those trees. This is just. I mean, Eric, just gush for a while because I know that this.
Yeah, no, guys, all of you, click onto the Steam page and look at that second video because you were just saying the white fox look. Check out that second video in that in the Steam page. Oh, that is stunning. Like,
It is
this
indeed.
is so gorgeous. Like, I don't even, like, what can I say? The visuals just speak to themselves. It looks like a moving painting. And it's just got this grace to it that's just so calming, actually. Like, I don't know what the rest of the game's going to be about, and I don't care. I want to play it. Like, just because it's so relaxing looking.
There's some good freaking shader work, good freaking part. Everything about this is really, really good. I guess now the game programmer side of me wants to know a little bit more about the actual mechanics. I mean, the look is fantastic. So what's the game about? So I think that the post did its job, because I think that should be the effect that we're all looking for. You want to know more. I want to know what the gameplay is about, because, you know, a game that looks this good, its gameplay has to be terrible. There's no way that you can be good at it.
Hey, you mind if I just read the about me or the about this game on the Steam real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. This game is a narrative short story played in the third person. Play as a spirit animal on a quest to discover who you are or were. Explore a magical and beautiful world where visions of a past, present, and future guide you. Collect essence and find artifacts that aid in building a link to the corporeal world.
Okay, so the spirit wolf was a good guess. Okay, so I'm usually cautious about games that tend to put, like, we're a narrative experience, because some developers have abused that into, we're just a 2-hour thing that looks really pretty, but it's 2 hours and we're going to charge you full price for it. But then you have games like Journey that, you know, make me have to shut up and sit down. So So, you know, I think Grease did a pretty good job too. I think that the complaint about that one was it was a little short, but it was apparently worth it. I didn't buy it. I think I got it from the Humble. But yeah, Grease was nice. It was made here in Spain, so yay. But yeah, this looks really good. So I'll be subtweeting him for sure. 203 likes. Should have more. Should have more. Here, have another one.
Amen. I'm adding that game to my wish list.
Okay, so we got one more, and that'll be it for today. So let's check it real quick. So we got oh, I'm sorry. I just completely skipped Eno and Crawly. Like, I just completely skipped you.
With time just like gushing over it.
Like, we were just gushing, and Eno and Crawly haven't said anything. Crawly,
Yeah, I'm just
I'll
watching.
I'll send my apology to your assistant. So
Okay.
300 words, essay format.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Crawly.
Well, to be honest, I'm just stunned looking at this, beautiful view, like cat. Yeah, my cat just fell down from somewhere. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at this gorgeous landscape and just, can't. It's like it surpasses my level, man. I just can't. It looks great. Like, yeah, I just looked into the video on the Steam page, and the only thing I was gonna say was that the movement of the fox should be like more fluid, and we see that we are improving it. And we can see it in the Twitter posts already. Yeah, just at like movement fluidity. I guess that's like once they add that, I can't, say much else. It's pretty great.
It's still coming out in April, based on the Steam page. I immediately get like I don't think he should put if you like Firewatch, get this game because that game's got some controversy around it, and I immediately cringe a little bit when I think of Firewatch. But um, something I have noticed is that in each of its Steam page videos, it seems like we're looking at the same thing except in different, lighting scenarios and maybe a different environment. I haven't seen any actual gameplay as a concern I'm having. Besides the running. I mean, again, it looks very pretty.
I think there's focusing on the looks.
I think that maybe this is like a follow the. Yeah, I think that's like an intentional darkening, and you follow the particles in the fourth video. I think that might be one of its mechanics. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Jeff?
I can just agree with you. It looks really gorgeous, and instantly when I've seen the video, I thought, okay, this might be an exploration game. It's mostly maybe running around these beautiful landscapes and just enjoy it, which I would be fine just to run around with the fox and take a look, run after the sun and stuff like this. I'm right now on his Twitter profile, and he got even more gorgeous landscapes in the woods, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. I don't know how big this world is, but this looks like it could be quite fun just to explore. I wouldn't necessarily need anything to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
I
you.
wouldn't need exactly a goal to go for. Just go around.
Like my missus is
enjoy.
probably going to wish list this immediately when she sees it. 'Cause she also
It
likes
reminds
this.
me. It reminds me a bit of the flower on PlayStation 4. I don't know if you're familiar with this,
No, I'm not.
where you are a flower petal and you just fly around through this beautiful world, and it's amazing. You got kind of a purpose in this game, but you can just roam around,
Again,
and it's
I tend to be a little guarded with these type of games. I'm not the target audience, but Journey. I just keep saying
yes.
that over and over again, and
Hmm.
all other arguments become invalid. So, okay, so now we get to move on. Uh, you gotta, you can't complain. Studio 46, we give you a nice little uh, segment in our four-person stream. So, okay, so we're going now to Rune Fencer Ilya wishlist on stream at Newtbox Games. So it took a short break from other aspects of Rune Fencer Ilya to implement an extremely high priority task. Rolling through boxes and barrels will break them. Screenshot Saturday. So this is just a nice little one to end on. The little
This is
things.
just kind of wholesome.
Yeah, it's just wholesome. But I had to include this one because it reminds me of Momodora. It really reminds me of Momodora. The whole look of it, even the way like Hero's Grave kind of pops up at the top. So it looks wholesome, but I think looks can be deceiving. Is what I'm getting from it. I haven't done any research of it. It's just evoking a lot of Momodora in it. The end of the beginning, Hero's Grave, that little pop up there kind of makes me think that there's more to this than meets the eye. So and you have a sword, so there's obviously something to kill. So Little Red Riding Hood over here is going to do more than just skip around and go to Grandma's house.
It's Wendy.
Wendy, yeah, damn it! I had it. I had it at the beginning. It's Wendy from fucking Wendy's, and I said Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know why I said that. She's not even wearing red.
Yeah, no, like as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it's Wendy from Wendy's.
Yeah, I was like, yes, it's Wendy's, and then Little Red Riding Hood came out. I don't know why. God damn it! So it's like Hero's Grave. Is that like McDonald's? Is that in the background?
Oh God, I don't know.
Or Burger King?
All right,
Okay.
I'm just gonna get my artistic view out of the way. What visuals are fucking stunning. Like they are absolutely amazing. Whoever did the sprite work, top fucking job with the tile sets. Little girl, she's fucking adorable. The boxes look really nice when they break apart. I love the little particle of them, like actually physics happening when they fall. Like I don't know if it actually is a physics related thing or if it's just the animation, but
yeah, it's probably animation.
whichever, it looks good. and
I think
I
the,
am definitely
the
going to check out the
leftmost
Steam
one
page.
green on top.
What was that, Crawly?
The leftmost
Yeah, the
barrel
piece
break
that's
it stays on top. So I
yeah,
think
maybe you're right. Maybe it is physics and not. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. Okay, yeah, it might be physics
Yeah,
then.
right when I said
I'm
it, I saw it. And I was like, oh. But yeah, Crawly, you're point for Crawly. I do have to say
yeah,
that
good eye there.
the like everything looks fantastic. I think that the thing that looks the worst in the whole thing would be the boxes and the character, and they look stunning. That's not like a shit. That's not me like shitting on the character or the boxes. That's just me complimenting the guy who did the background and the foreground. It's really well done, and that those little like particle thingies around the grave marker. I don't know what those
Yeah.
are, but that looks really badass, and that's just giving me a Dark Souls vibe. That sword that's sticking there, that rusted sword that's sticking there. I don't know why.
yeah,
Just it's this has to be inspired by Momodora. There's no way that the person who made this didn't at least play Momodora. Um, Crawly, thoughts? Not Crawly, excuse me.
I
Eno,
think I
thoughts? Or Crawly, thoughts? This is open. I don't know why I went back there.
no,
I'll
go ahead,
send the
please.
second apology to your assistant. Does Thursday work for you?
Yes. And next week you won't have a
No,
screenshot Saturday of this because of this, huh? So yeah, okay. I'm go. Yeah, like Eric said, the visuals are nice. But I have to agree with you as well, Dreaming. So the character doesn't really fit 100% into the backgrounds and the foregrounds. It looks just a little bit off. I don't know. And what I got a feeling when the character rolls through the barrels, he should get a little bit slower, or that you feel more a little bit like the impact. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he's not losing any speed when he's rolling through. It might look better when he just staggers for a little bit and then
I mean, to be
go
fair,
on
they
with
don't
the
lose.
same
I don't
speed.
think they lose feed in Dark Souls either. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but apart from that, it's it's a nice mechanic. It looks good, yeah. And as you said,
and just to be clear, I
like
don't
the
think that the character looks necessarily out of place. I just think that the it's the
no.
worst looking thing in a good way. It's
Yes,
not that
yes,
it looks
yeah.
Yeah.
bad.
This
It's just
is
yeah.
yeah.
And like
You're
I'm
right.
actually on the Steam page for it and I'm looking at some of the screenshots and it looks amazing when you can actually see a nice high definition. The like only thing I would say to them, and I actually just commented to them about it, is maybe add just the hairest bit more shading like to her head. That's
Yeah.
it.
There
Just
you
her
go.
hair. If you add a little bit more, it'll make her fit just that little bit more into the background to where it's like, okay, she exists in this world, in this
Yeah.
plane.
Yeah, because she looks like almost like she has too much illumination on her, while everything else has more realistic lighting. And it's not a lighting thing; it's a shade, as you say, on the borders.
Mhm.
Another interesting detail I don't think anybody mentioned: if you look at it when she rolls, the grass in the background sways with her in the
Yeah, it
action.
fucking moves. It's so cool.
Ah,
That's a nice
really?
little effect.
Yes.
I think that confirms Crawley's. It has to be physics kind of thing. How do you think they did that? The whole grass in particular. Because that's not in the background or the foreground, but it's clearly got a different Z than the
Yeah, so it's
character.
probably taking just a little bit of Z priority over her, but still within the same level so that her collisions are
Yeah,
still
maybe
hitting it.
a sorting layer, maybe.
Yeah. Sorting layer would probably be the easiest thing to do, and it would still work. Like it would work without needing any over complication. And I'm going to take our dead silence as everything is good. We're all just staring at it now, just like,
Indeed. Awesome. I think maybe dreaming is gone.
No, I'm not. I'm right here.
Ah.
I was gonna say, I'm like, did Dream
was
just
ta-
like pass out or
I
something?
was talking in the background, so I muted myself real quick, but you guys were talking, so I kind of let you do your thing. Anyway, yeah, this looks really good. Again, Momodora inspired, at least for me. This is. I think I might be the target audience for this one. So, here's a like for you.
Same.
Bam. So, I'll probably be checking that out. So, those are all the videos that we got today. I now have to do the job of actually putting all the links in the description and stuff like that, which don't be surprised if that doesn't show up until about Tuesday, because I am extremely poor at managing multiple things at the same time on top of my work-related stuff. So, but yeah, I'll try to get that done ASAP. A reminder, guys, to DM me all your stuff. But yeah, I guess this is the Dev Roundtable for the week. I'd like to thank anybody who got it. If you got to the end of this whole thing, post something in the description letting me know. Not in the description, in the comments letting me know. And keep in mind, everybody, that we don't just do reviews of work in progress tweets and stuff like that. We also play demos. If you have a demo you want us to play, we'll play it the entirety of the week, and we'll come on Sunday and give our in-depth opinions of it. If you want us to avoid certain things, if you're a dev, a lot of devs tend to not want to show their stuff until they're in a perfect state. If you have something that's a little broken, tell us just to ignore it, and we will. Don't be afraid to get that feedback. I should take my own advice on that one. But other than that, yeah, this was cool, and thank you everybody for coming. And I guess that closes this whole thing out. Do you guys have any final thoughts before I end the stream?
No, I'm fine.
Keep making awesome shit.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that for next time, we're going to need to look at something Eric is working on that he's able to share. So that's your homework for this week, Eric. You got to
Yes.
figure something
Oh,
out for
God.
next Saturday. For next
Create
Saturday. I'm giving you 7 days. I'm giving you a full-fledged
Yes.
7 days. Notice how I said Saturday, very, very discreetly then put in 7 days and said Sunday and corrected my error and nobody noticed. That's
Yeah,
professional level
totally
shit,
didn't
guys.
notice.
Got to get on my level, boys. It's professional level shit. But yeah, anyway, boys, go watch some of Eric's videos. What are you playing now, Eric, by the way?
What am I playing?
Yeah, because I saw you do
at
Let's
the
Plays as well as tutorials on your channel.
Oh, right, yeah, because I've been getting like keys for games that are like in early access and such, and so I've been playing them and just doing quick reviews. The next one that I'm gonna try to get done today, so it can be posted tomorrow, is on a game called Dead Side. I got the key for that, and then I got a few other games that I need to try.
Yeah, like
that I need to get some.
like I don't know if you've heard of this game. It's called like Draft of Darkness. I don't know if you've heard of it. They got a demo on their Steam page on their Discord. I don't know if you've done a video on that one. Maybe you'd like to do
Hey,
that.
if anyone's got a link to a game demo, just fucking give it to me. I'll fucking play anything.
Okay, so Crawly, get your assistant on that.
Yes.
Anyway, that's it for today. If you guys want to join the roundtable, be sure to click on the link in the description to join the Discord. And again, this was an incredibly professional edition, first episode of the Game Dev Roundtable. Thank you everybody for joining, and